Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open a 700-year-old text that has a surprisingly modern answer to a feeling you might have had, maybe even this morning. That feeling of just not being good enough. Let's dive in.
So, our source today is a single chapter from a medieval book about the life of a saint. Yeah, I know, it's old, but trust me, the main theme here is absolutely timeless.
You know that feeling, right? That deep, nagging sense of unworthiness, the feeling that you just fall short, that you're too flawed to really participate in something you care about. Well, turns out you're not alone. Even saints feel that way.
And that agony of unworthiness is exactly where our story kicks off. So in this first part, we're going to see how this really profound doubt was experienced by a saint.
Our story is all about Saint Gertrude. She was a mystic living way back in the 13th century, known for her really deep spiritual life. But as we're about to see, that didn't make her immune to some serious self-doubt.
So the text sets the scene. It's the feast of St. Matthias, and Gertrude is supposed to take part in Holy Communion, a huge deal for her. But she can't. She's completely paralyzed by this feeling that she is just not worthy enough.
And get this, it wasn't because she didn't care. It was the exact opposite. The text says she had this incredibly intense desire for a complete spiritual connection. It was actually that deep desire that made her feel her own flaws so keenly.
So how does she get past this? Well, what the text describes is this profound internal shift, almost like a conversation happening inside her.
Right at her lowest point, the whole story pivots. Instead of some distant, judgmental figure, the divine presence is described as a friend, just full of affection. And that changes the entire tone, from one of judgment to one of compassion.
And in that moment of connection, Gertrude asks this really crucial question. Even though she feels like she has nothing valuable to offer, her deepest wish is to give something. She's basically asking, what could someone as worthless as me possibly give you?
And the answer she gets isn't a command. It's a promise, a gift. It starts with this gentle invitation, if you prepare yourself, which suggests she has a part to play, and then it lays out this triple favor.
This brings us right to the heart of the guidance she receives. It's this really clear, three-part path to get her out of that feeling of unworthiness.
Okay, so the crucial thing here is that the answer isn't try harder or just be better. Nope. The very first step is simply to receive, to just enjoy the sweetness of divine love. The second step is to become united with that divine power. And it's only then, as a result of that union, that she can finally make the offering she wanted so badly to give. It kind of flips the whole script.
The text uses this beautiful metaphor to explain it. Gertrude's love is like silver. It's valuable, sure, but it's not the ultimate. The divine power, on the other hand, is gold. But when you combine them, they create this precious amalgam, something totally new and even more worthy than either part was on its own.
And the effect this message has on Gertrude? It's immediate. All that hesitation just vanishes, and it's replaced by this fierce determination. The image of forcing her way across drawn swords, that shows a complete 180 from helpless despair to active, passionate desire.
This quote just nails the whole exchange. Gertrude saw what she had to offer as basically nothing, like brick, straw, and stubble. But the divine perspective sees it totally differently. Her willingness is seen as worthy of the highest honor, a seat at the royal table. It's a radical reframing of what worth even means.
But wait, the story isn't over. The text gives us one more really powerful story to drive this lesson home, this time about the nature of unworthiness itself.
And this is such an important detail. That feeling of unworthiness, it wasn't a problem she just solved forever. It came back. On some other day, for seemingly no reason, she felt that exact same inadequacy. And again, she held back.
This time, her question goes even deeper. She's not just asking what to do about it. She's asking why she feels this way. Why is she even tempted by these feelings of doubt?
And here it is, the answer that is at the very heart of this whole text. The response is framed as this gentle, rhetorical question. It's basically saying, the problem isn't a lack of love on my end, the problem is that she has covered her own eyes with a veil of her unworthiness. And that veil makes it impossible for her to see the love that's already there.
So, the ultimate takeaway is this. That feeling of not being good enough, it's not a true reflection of reality. It's a veil. It's a filter we put on ourselves that literally blocks our ability to see the tenderness and love that is already being offered to us.
And that leaves us with one final thought. This 700-year-old story is really asking us a very modern question. What are the veils we use? The self-criticism, the imposter syndrome, that fear of not measuring up. What veils are we placing over our own eyes? And what tenderness, what love might we be missing because of them?